Let me tell you what success means. Success is different for everyone.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So, Mitchell, let's talk about LinkedIn. How we all want more clients. One good way of acquiring high clients is by using LinkedIn. However, we have challenges because if you don't use LinkedIn incorrectly, they can bind you, and this is a painful process, because imagine that you have all this following, you have all your connections, then you're talking with these people, and then that's it. You're out. So why people are getting it wrong, and what is the fastest way to get as most clients in LinkedIn as possible?
Well, first, I appreciate you asking that question because you walked right into the landmine. I would say you don't want to look at LinkedIn. Actually, let me step back for a second. There's this word or phrase that now is pervasive: social media. It's two words, right? So the question is, which of those two words are more important? Is it social or is it media?
Mm-hmm.
What's happened with social media is you now have the opportunity to get on a microphone and be able to shout who you are and what you're doing so you can, quote unquote, get more clients. Well, that's not actually what the word social media really implies. The most important word is social. And so you can't approach any vehicle and say, hey, how do I get more clients right now? If somebody wants to sell you advertising or speaking or whatever it is, and guarantee clients, well, they could come through with a guarantee. That's great. But most of the time they can't come through with a guarantee. So what I'm going to say is, what you can, if you decide that LinkedIn is the vehicle where your client base resides, right? If you have a CPOP, the who, what, if LinkedIn is that vehicle, now what you want to be able to do is cultivate that relationship. You want to be a community superhero. You want people to see you, right? And so I have a 7-step process. Many of us have a 7-step process, but let me give you the three that's most important to start, right? First, if you have clarity, then you can create a LinkedIn profile that shows who you are, right? So step one is always making sure that you show up in a way that people absolutely understand. And Harry, I want to come back to this because I'd like to give you a CPOP based on what I think I know, right? If that's all right. So step one is being able to show up well. Step two is you have a series of people you're already connected to. Cultivate your existing audience, right? What does that mean? Making sure you say any life event, anniversary, happy birthday, get a new job, say nice things. Every now and then offer them a client magnet. Hey, I've got this webinar coming up. Do you want to come? I'm not charging, right? Come and join us. You can charge. I do a clarity session once a month. I charge $250. That's so inexpensive that to me is also a client. Magnets can cost money. They don't have to be free, but it lets people see you. So cultivate your first level connections. And the third thing you do is people who are second and third level connections. So that could be referral partners or could be prospects or are prospects. Turn them into first level clients. So it really is a very simple 3-step process. Now, how we go about doing that is 7 steps, much more complicated. And I think what happens is somebody will sell you what you just said. They'll say, how do you get a ton more clients on LinkedIn right now? And you buy a software package or you buy a service, and they aggressively go after getting your clients. Well, here's the problem. LinkedIn doesn't want you doing that, right? And so if let's say you send out one message a day or 10 or 20 messages a day, and one day you go from a small number to 100 or 200. Well, you've now violated LinkedIn algorithms and they're going to give you a warning. You do it one or two more times, then they'll kick you off. So what happens is if you're using a tool, a lot of times the tools, which by the way are in violation of LinkedIn policy, if you're using a tool, you need to look for a tool that has guardrails, that have good policies, good practices, right? Because you don't want to overdo it. What we forget is you have a tool that you could touch media, but you have to remember you still need to be social, right? If you go to a networking event and you meet somebody new for the first time, are you going to shake their hand and say, buy my stuff? And the answer is no. Not, right? You're going to shake their hand. And if you're a good person, a great salesperson, you're going to say, hi, tell me about you. Right? You want to listen to the other person first. And you could steer the conversation into an area where they're talking about something that might be relevant to you. And then what happens is never sell on the spot. You could, you know what? My firm does all that stuff. We're really good at it. Can we set up another appointment at another time where we talk about it? Right. And now the person could say, no, tell me now. Fine. Right. But what you really want to do is close
the more you take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we focus on your CPOP? Can I give you an idea or a thought? Because I see behind you what I would call a great tagline. Speakers are leaders is a phenomenal tagline, not a CPOP.
Yeah.
So can we focus on a CPOP? Would
Absolutely, we can do it.
So the big question to me is, who is your client?
Who is our client? Our clients, everyone. I mean, everyone. Look, and I help people all look this statement. So we serve the entrepreneurs that want to start and grow the business.
Now, and your primary solution, I know you do a book business as well, but your primary solution is helping them speak better?
To build a local brand from a global brand from the stage.
Got it. So
that's how specifically we help them to grow the business. That's the vehicle we use.
I love it. So I had written down two choices, but with that response, I'm going to give you, I narrowed it down to one, right? Now, to me, and I'm putting it in chat because I'm a visual guy, so I'll read it out loud.
I'm also visual, yeah.
So to me, it's 6 words.
Oh, wow.
Entrepreneurs incorporating speaking to drive success.
I love it. Really powerful.
Now, thank you. What's interesting about
how you managed to do this so fast?
Well, first of all,
it's not that easy. It's not that easy to come with this statement so fast. I can tell you have done it a lot.
I will tell you that it is really hard, particularly to here's an expression people use often. It's hard to read the label on the jar when you're inside the jam, right? When you're inside the jar, right? So it's really hard to do this stuff for yourself. The other thing is most of the business world is full of this marketing cookie cutter stuff. So there is nothing. Speakers are leaders. That's a great tagline, right? That's a great show.
Yeah, that's the brand. But what is it? The thing is that
having a show focused on exactly having a show focused on making your first million. That's a great show, right? I mean, because that's kind of the wish entrepreneurs have. Bottom line, though, you serve entrepreneurs. And you're encouraging them to incorporate speaking to drive success. The most obvious question from that is, what do you mean success? That's your tell me more.
Exactly. Right? And then you open again.
For many people, here's the thing. I'm going to answer. Let me do yours. I'll do your CPOP and tell me more. Right. So when somebody says, who are you? What do you do? right? You can't say my CPOP is because they don't know what that is. Maybe 50, 100,000 people know that. So not enough people know that yet. So what you might end up doing is you might end up saying there's an audience that really finds the value of what we do amazing. Pause. Entrepreneurs incorporating speaking to drive success. Another pause, because that's a mic drop, right? And then you go, let me tell you what success means. Success is different for everyone. For some of the entrepreneurs we're working with, they just want to get to a six-figure business. They want to make it easy. And what we do is we work with them on using the platform of speaking to really drive leadership for them, to really drive the opportunity so they can grow that. For
Hmm,
other entrepreneurs we work with, they want to get to six figures plus. We do that as well.
hmm. Wow, that's
Notice,
really, really powerful.
notice the
Wow.
Tell Me More was less than
Woo! Spectacular, Michelle. Very impressive. Wow.
well, so
Very.
now what happens is, if we're talking about the LinkedIn service, if I know your CPOP, I now know the audience that you want to take from second level to first. I know how to talk to your first level, right? Because some of
Absolutely.
them are extroverts and some of them are introverts.
Hmm.
You would talk to extroverts different than you would talk to introverts. You might do articles focused on speaking as a entrepreneur introvert, speaking as an entrepreneur extrovert, right? I mean, it just changes if you play in the playground of a CPOP, which represents this compass you now have. If you play in the playground in that CPOP, all of a sudden everything becomes obvious. Now, Harry, I'm going to tell you because you're a do-it-yourself type of guy. Here's what I want to say. I guarantee you when you get off of the interview mode and you think about or dream tonight about your CPOP, you're going to come back in, you're going to change your website, your LinkedIn, your social media. It's a natural thing that happens. And 10% of the audience who hears a CPOP goes, oh my God, we need to update stuff. Right. And it makes a lot of sense. It's valuable to do.
And it changed, Mitchell. You see, the when we started the company, we got a broad vision where it was the CPAP before it was your voice can transform the world, right? So we started to we were helping a wider audience. However, we realized during the process, right, that the people that started to show up to the workshops, they were mainly entrepreneurs. They were actually the people that were more connected with what we're trying to do. They really have a message that they want to share. Is relating with the product, relating. So yes, you're 100% right. It's evolved, and sometimes the lack of clarity that we just shared in this podcast today is that you sometimes you start a business again, you solve a problem for yourself, you try to solve a problem for another person, and you start going in this journey, and then you will realize that when you put your product into the market, maybe you thought that you're gonna serve a large number of people, and little by little, the niche, the people that actually resonate with the product and service that you're offering, you can define that. And in that moment you're 100% right. Yeah, the CPOP or the whatever we call it, it has to be redefined. And this is so important. Like, for example, you have we're talking about McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's, but McDonald's doesn't come alone. Speakers and leaders doesn't come alone. What is it? Do you understand? You see McDonald's, I'm loving it. This, they use it shortly, but all big brands out there have that logo, that brand, but they have a statement that represent who they are, and this has to be done with clarity, because otherwise, again, we can get to Rome, but boy, it's gonna be hard. So, Mitchell, if someone is in love with our conversation, how how people can find you, how this process works. Can you share a little bit more about this?
The best way is to go to my website. So it's mitchelllevy.com. And it's got three L's. So it's mitchellellevy.com. It'll have the latest set of things I'm working on. I continually do a bunch of opportunities, client magnets. So whether it's a referral webinar, whether it's a clarity session, or whether it's this is so interesting to you, you want to put time on the calendar, you can do all of that from the website, mitchellevy.com.
Thank you so much. And with that note, see you everyone on our next episode from Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneur like Mitchell break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.